We have discovered a star. It's home to billions of incredibly extreme creatures. They live in the most absurd place. In the deadliest hellish scene. They live in absolute darkness. Overwhelmed by mountains. Lack of oxygen, roasted to death. Bathed in salts or radiation. However, they can survive for thousands or even millions of years. It turns out that this planet is not located in space. It's inside the Earth's crust. This is the deep biosphere. We only learned of its existence yesterday. Its volume, at least twice the size of all the oceans on Earth. One of the micro. There are more living things than any other part of the planet. Their total biomass is greater than that of all humans. More than 20 times that of livestock and wildlife. Let's dive into this crazy and deadly world. Here it is. The rules we used to think life had to follow. It no longer applies here. Go deeper. And deep down, deep life seems to be everywhere. Near the submarine volcano. Under the Antarctic glacier. And under every terrain we can imagine. And everywhere we live. We will use special duck science exercises. Start our journey in the realm we are familiar with. On land. In the soil. Where plants grow and animals roam. If the earth were an onion, this is the outermost one. The topmost layer of soil is air, water, a luxurious four-way combination of minerals and organic matter, bathed in endless energy. Life is luxurious here. Plants make use of this paradise. Annual biomass production, more than 30 times that of all animals on Earth. They are constantly growing and decaying. Only a tiny fraction. Biomass is buried deep underground. In nearly 500 million years, it offers a wealth of resources. As we dig deeper, most of the air is squeezed out and we go through the ground. The water level enters an area filled with groundwater, rich in minerals and some organic matter. The roots of the toughest plants reach down here. The most common inhabitants are scavengers. They feed on decay. This layer can be very cold, because he is still recovering from the recent ice age. Slow heating. The corncans reach Kian, bedrock. It's the solidity of all the less solid stuff on it. Rock foundation. It is also home to water-filled fissures. Water may be exposed to the surface. It could also be buried hundreds of meters underground. Here in dense bedrock, we are inside a strange planet. This is deep in the biosphere, the most exciting area. As we go deeper, the temperature starts to rise gradually. It gets very hot very quickly. Pressure goes up. Under 400 meters of rock. The pressure is similar to the surface of Venus. We're drilling faster now. Can drill to a depth of 1 kilometer. Deeper than the Burj Khalifa. The temperature is about 30 degrees centigrade. Almost no free oxygen. We keep drilling. Finally stopped at a depth of nearly 4 kilometers. Above us. Pressing hard rock weighing tens of thousands of tons. Its pressure is comparable to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. The average temperature here is up to 120 degrees Celsius. If there is lava nearby, the temperature will be even higher. This heat is responsible for the formation of the earth, and soil and oil, etc., produced by the decay of radioactive elements. These elements will continue to flow towards the ground. The shell emits radioactive radiation, and it got even worse. Some rocks contain large amounts of salt. What the hell? And yet life flourishes inside the rock. If we zoom in and see, we'll find hard rock is not actually hard. It's riddled with cracks, voids and tiny pores. Sandstone, limestone or basalt porous body. Up to 40% of the product is actually empty. But even something like granite, dense much rock, can also be cracked by cracks and fractures. We've discovered a massive spike. Giant micro-cave system. These caves, like a water-filled and free space for stubborn microbes. And these caves are still moving as the atmosphere continues. Mixed air makes weather. The rocks here are also constantly mixing. Formation of rocky weather. The underwater mountains are moving. A collision between ripping and merging continents. Its energy is equivalent to millions of nuclear weapons. But it grows as slowly as a fingernail. Witchcraft, tiny or not so tiny earthquakes. Tear open tiny new cracks and passages. Create new space for life. It is also forever cut off from other life. In this hot, constantly moving pressure cooker, minerals are forged and baked. Organic molecules are created and destroyed. For anyone who has the courage to try to survive here, this is a crazy menu. Let's venture into this miniature cave system. Meet them. The most extreme creatures. The most extreme creatures. We believe that It's home to billions of microbes, and they're naturally very stubborn. They are the apocalyptic preppers of the underworld. There are microbes that have large genomes, complete independence. They basically form their own ecosystem. Like a disafford sad excavator, it passes through carbon or tumors in the residual rock, and convert it into organic matter, to synthesize your own food, if conditions permit. When the ion concentration is too high or there is no food around, they self-destruct by forming inner buns. To survive, the inner buns are divided into one large and one small part, and then it swallows the little bits again, forming one. With this lifestyle, extremophiles seem to survive for hundreds of years, even millions of years, provided, of course, that they weren't hunted to extinction. Because in a limestone habitat several kilometers deep, there seems to be enough room to host multicellular predators. We found living microbes in the deep mines. We bring them into the lab, but to simulate the environment they feel comfortable in. Boiling hot water, squeezed under the mountain, soaked in deadly chemicals, and still look at them through the microscope. Very difficult. And these microbes grow very slowly. It's a long life, so that nothing may change. We know a lot about them, all from turning them into mud, and see how their genes work, like breathing nitrogen or absorbing methane. We know the diversity of life in the deep biosphere must be shocking. Some of the most stubborn, the most extreme creatures live there. This is a real scientific frontier, extremely difficult to research. The knowledge we have, most have been acquired in the past 20 years. There are still too many unsolved mysteries, waiting for us to explore. These mysteries may help us in medicine, advances in areas such as energy and climate. And finally, let's once again turn our gaze from the inside to the outside. Now that we know how vast is the deep biosphere, and how life there is without light, oxygen, normal temperature, they can live without toxins, then the entire universe. Is there a deep biosphere? Maybe you only need one to have internal heat, or radiating planets or moons, and a way for microbes to build the chemical composition of the desired organ. Some scientists believe that there could be 10 such biospheres in the solar system, hidden beneath the frozen surface. So, as we learn about the life beneath our feet, we may accidentally find more and more life in the universe.